I have another question also, which may take us to the next level of this conversation, which is, what's the nafkamina? If my position is, right, we both agree that Hashem uses the language to describe himself that parallels our experience and the language to describe us so we can relate to him in that way. What's the nafkamina of whether that's revealing his essence or that's just the metaphor because it's useful? Either way, it should dictate how we regulate our behavior, our thought, our speech, our relationship with him. So what's the nafkamina between the nekudas hamachlokas?
That's a very good question. That's the bottom line.
Right.
We're not debating theology. We're talking about a relationship.
Right.
I think that if I had a relationship with my wife where I interpret what she says as a metaphor or as a way that she wants me to think of her but not really her, it wouldn't be a good relationship. It would not satisfy the need of a relationship. So that's number one. But number two, one of the things people were very worried about in revealing Kabbalah, revealing Hasidus, a lot of resistance. So some of it was political, but the real question was, should we realize, if we could really know that this is negeya to the Eibishter into his core, and then ignore it, that would be terrible. So they were worried that revealing this to people who are insensitive is going to end up being a chilul Hashem. It's like parents don't really tell their children how desperate they are that the children should be good. Because if I told you and then you ignored me, this would be the end of the relationship. So you got to be careful in revealing what is absolutely true, but it's so sensitive that if you don't take it properly, it could be a terrible chilul Hashem. Or to put it in different words, there is room for forgiveness, because we don't really know. So the Eibishter can say, I forgive them because they have no idea how much it means to me. But if I do know how much it means and then I sin, I don't know if there'd be room for forgiveness. So we do have to be careful in saying this like cavalierly, that everything that God says in the Torah is crucial to him. Not negotiable, not debatable, not. And that's why when you do a mitzvah, you are not connecting to some part of him, which would be Avodah Zarah. You're connecting to him, because the mitzvah is him, not a trick, not a gimmick to get me to do what I'm supposed to do. That would make a difference.
So going back to number one, you said a person who had a relationship with their wife, which was relying on a metaphor and not reality, would be a compromised relationship. I think this is exactly where we disagree, because yes, Shir Hashirim Kodesh HaKadoshim, Hashem wants us to bring a romantic connection to him. What we aspire to is to feel the love and romance of a Shir Hashirim. But what we also have to simultaneously know is that the relationship is of a Zayda and a 5-year-old. It's not a sad statement at all that I use a metaphor for my 5-year-old. It's a beautiful relationship. We're not intellectually on the same plane. We're not physically in the same place. We're not in terms of maturity in the same place. So given the distance in our relationship, it's the most beautiful thing that I employ a metaphor so we can have a close and loving connection given that distance. With Hashem, there's that distance time a gazillion. He's not a marriage are equal and it's so sad to rely on a metaphor. That whole premise, I think, is flawed and I think is dangerously flawed. We bring the hope and the ambition and the romance of a Shir Hashirim to our relationship, but always with the awareness that it's not a Zayda and a grandson, it's an amoeba and a I can't even give a parallel. And therefore, a metaphor in my marriage, absolutely agreed, would be a compromised relationship. But a metaphor with a grandchild or great-grandchild is an incredible tool to have a beautiful relationship. And Klape Shmaya with Hashem, we're not even a grandchild and a grandfather. We're worlds further and apart than that, and should be grateful to be used a metaphor instead of feel compromised because of it.
I think we're using metaphor in different ways. To say, I can't lift this, can you, is not a metaphor. It's just a lie. It's just a
Not I can't lift this, can you? Zayda can't carry this on his own. Can you lift it with me?
Can you or can't you?
I choose to tell him I can't without him.
That's a lie. That's not a
It's
metaphor.
not a lie. Did the donkey speak or not speak?
Huh?
The Torah says many things, and they're meant to be taken as metaphor. Did the donkey speak or not speak? Is that a lie?
I would never say that to my grandson. I wouldn't say I can't, because he'll find out I can't. And then he'll never believe.
But I can't, because I want my grandson to help me, so I can't lift it without him. It's not a lie. I can't. Why? It's not a lie. Because you can. I can.
This kid's gonna grow up.
I want him to lift it with me, and I can't lift it without him.
And